Hi, I'm Christopher Kuhn, Louisa County's Deputy County Administrator. Let's walk through the conditional use permit process, what it is, how it works, and how citizens can get involved. If you received a letter from our Community Development Department that contains a CUP file number, you live next to a property where a conditional use permit or CUP has been requested. This notification, providing the opportunity to stay informed and to share your input, is a courtesy in the neighborhood meeting phase and is required by law at both the Planning Commission and Board of Supervisors public hearing stages. We understand that changes in your neighborhood can raise questions or concerns. That's why the CUP process is designed to be transparent, open, and participatory. While applicants have the right to request certain land uses, it's the role of your local government and you, our citizens, to ensure those decisions are made thoughtfully and publicly. By law, property owners have the right to apply for a conditional use permit. Our job in the Community Development Department is to help guide their application through a structured public process that includes multiple opportunities for community input. We help applicants understand the rules, review applications for completeness, help make sure the public is informed, host meetings, and write staff reports that summarize the project and community feedback. We do not advocate for projects or make the final decision. Key aspects of our job are to make sure that you, the citizen, know how to participate, who your elected appointed official is, how you can get a copy of the application, and when meetings are being held. A CUP allows a landowner to request a use that isn't automatically allowed in a zoning district, but might be appropriate if certain conditions are met. Conditional uses might include cell towers, event venues, or commercial buildings in rural areas. To reduce impacts to neighboring properties, conditions may include a large vegetative buffer to reduce visibility and noise, limited hours of operation, and requirements for light pollution mitigation. These conditions are based on staff recommendations and public input. A by right land use means the property owner can proceed without public hearings as long as they follow zoning rules. In general, this is why you will see commercial development in areas zoned C1 or C2, or farms in agriculturally zoned areas without any notice to adjoining properties. A CUP, on the other hand, is not automatic. It must go through a public process with input from neighbors and approval by the Board of Supervisors. Before applying for a CUP, potential applicants will schedule a pre-application conference with community development staff. Staff will review the concept and explain what's needed for a formal submission. If the idea is viable, the applicant will submit an application that includes a written description of the proposed use, a concept plan and location map, property owner information, as well as names and tax IDs of adjacent property owners. Community development staff then reviews the proposal for completeness. If found to be incomplete, the applicant will be notified to reapply. Once an application is determined to be complete and all applicable fees paid, the property is posted with a zoning sign and nearby property owners are notified by mail. Copies of completed applications are made available to the public for review online. Applicants should expect a transparent step-by-step process. They'll meet with staff, host a neighborhood meeting, and present their case at public hearings. Community development is here to help guide them through the requirements and community expectations. If you, a resident, received a letter regarding a CUP, that means the project is just starting the review process. Here's how it works. Neighborhood meetings are hosted by community development and happen early in the process. Neighborhood meetings are not part of the required process outlined in the State Code of Virginia. Louisa County initiated this meeting type in 2007 as informal question and answer sessions where residents meet the applicants and county staff, ask questions, and share concerns. The neighborhood meeting is the only meeting in the process where there is direct discussion between citizens and the applicant. It's important to note, just because a neighborhood meeting is being held, it does not reflect an endorsement or approval from the county. Unless otherwise noted, we have a neighborhood meeting in the public meeting room of the Louisa County Office Building every month on the second Wednesday from 4 o'clock to 6 p.m. These meetings are listed on the Louisa County website and in our monthly newsletter. Sometimes projects have more than one neighborhood meeting. During each neighborhood meeting, staff will take notes of questions and comments, as well as the applicant's responses to incorporate into reports that will be prepared for the Planning Commission and Board of Supervisors. For the next step in the process, the Planning Commission hearing, Adjoining property owners will receive another letter, and this one will be certified. Public hearings are listed on the county website and in the local newspaper. Our website also provides an option to subscribe to public meeting notifications. The Planning Commission meeting is a formal public hearing. Staff presents a report covering details of the proposed project and potential impacts. The applicant speaks, and then the public is invited to comment. Public comment at the Planning Commission will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker. It's a time for citizens to provide comments rather than to have a conversation with the Planning Commission or the applicant. Speakers will come to the podium and provide their name and voting district, and then their comments. The Planning Commission will make a recommendation that will go to the Board of Supervisors. The Board of Supervisors hearing is the final decision point. The public comment period for the Board of Supervisors will work in the same fashion as the Planning Commission hearing. The board hears the case, considers public feedback, and votes to approve or deny the CUP. The CUP process typically takes 90 to 120 days, although the process may take longer if it is determined additional information is required. Conditional use permits have no limits on the number of conditions, and a CUP stays with the property indefinitely unless conditions specify otherwise. Did you know? Louisa County's 2040 Comprehensive Plan has focused growth areas, so most of the county will remain rural. The Comprehensive Plan is a guiding document the Board of Supervisors uses when making decisions, and the Comprehensive Plan reflects a considerable amount of public input. During the conditional use permit process, county officials need to hear from the citizens. Every voice matters. Applicants also want to hear from you so they can make their proposed project fit within the community as best they can. To recap, residents can share input at a neighborhood meeting, speak during the Planning Commission and Board of Supervisors hearings. Residents may also submit written comments at any stage. Now let's address some related frequently asked questions. Question: why did I get a letter but my neighbor did not? Answer: Virginia is a Dillon rule state, meaning its local governing bodies can only take action where they have been delegated authority to do so by the Virginia Assembly. State law requires that notification of an application be sent to property owners whose parcels are adjoining or adjacent to the property, subject to the application received. You may share the information with your neighbors and on social media. Question: if a CUP is approved, are the adjacent properties also rezoned? Answer: no. Rezoning requires a separate application process. Thanks for taking the time to learn about the CUP process. For more information, visit our website, give us a call, or send an email. We're happy to further explain the process, provide updates, or connect you to project documents.